Hello everyone and welcome to another brochure video. Now please don't turn off just because it's a washing machine brochure. Please just watch it anyway. It helps the algorithm. Thumb it up. It's a washing machine made by Hoover. Well, several washing machines in here made by Hoover in Merthyr Tydfil, Wales. Obviously, I don't know where they're made now, but Hoover is owned by a Chinese company. All the vacuums are made in China. Not sure if Hoover washers are still made in Italy and by the Candy Group. I don't know. But the Candy Group have been taken over by Haier alongside Hoover Europe, Hoover UK. We don't get things like this anymore. So please watch it. You might be interested if you're not even interested in washing machines, but some of you do like washers. I'm interested in washing machines, you know, vacuum cleaners, my first love, but I've always taken an interest in the washing machines my mum's owned, and she has had a few Hoovers and some other makes as well. So this is from the 80s. I think it's about 84, 85. We'll see if it's dated. I'm not sure. I'm sure my washing machine enthusiast will be able to date this for me, judging by the Electron washing machines in this video. Hoover, who better? Now I would answer that by saying plenty, but back in the day Hoover were the best for me. So we'll look through this Hoover washing machines and dryers brochure. What a... I need sunglasses to look at that skirt, dear. Take your hands out of your pockets. That's very rude. We also got the crossover with aerial automatic, and again, as with many brochures, we've got a bit of blurb, a glamour shot, of course, and a bit of blurb about choosing the best washing machine, whether it's automatic twin tub or single tub, or I think that's the Hoover Spinarinse there. It's all featured in this brochure. Oh, so if you like washing machines, sit back, relax, grab yourself a cup of tea and some biscuits, and just revel in the nostalgia of when Hoover was still a great company. So, bless her heart, I don't know what she's up to these days. Maybe she's no longer on this earthly plane. Maybe she's gone to seed. She's popped out several kiddies, has got grandchildren. Who knows? If you're watching, love, let us know you're doing okay, won't you, sweetheart? Okay, we've got a Maidenhead fern, I think that is. Could never keep those alive. So this is, she's posh because she's got the top of the model, top of the range 1100 Deluxe there. If it says Deluxe, you've made it. You've made it in this world. If you can buy a deluxe version and not a basic version, you know you've married well, or you've got a decent job. Today's range of Hoover home laundry products is the most comprehensive you'll find anywhere in Britain. From an automatic washing machine controlled by computer to a space-saving, economical single tub and matching spinarinse. Every model built to the highest quality standards, designed to suit almost any kitchen. This brochure includes the entire range of washers and dryers and is divided into specific sections to help you choose the best model to suit your needs. Automatic washing machines to save your time and effort, tumble dryers for fast, trouble-free drying, space-saving twin tubs for complete versatility, and even a compact single tub. Sorry, I'm not doing this again. Compact single tub to fit anywhere, yet still handle all the wash day problems. Take your time to choose the right model to suit your needs. You'll find them in virtually any high street, and best of all, they're from Hoover. Who better? Who brings you Britain's most comprehensive home laundry range? Hoover. Who better? Of course. Who better than Hoover? Ah, and here we have, oh dear. It almost makes you want to weep, doesn't it? This is the advanced Hoover factory at Merthyr. Up until fairly recently, obviously the factory part closed long ago, but the Merthyr factory still had a distribution centre, I believe, and a head office for Hoover. But I don't know if it was this year or last year, but it's gone. That might not be there now. I don't know if it's been flattened and houses put on it, or it's just been left to decay. There are some sort of urbex videos on this area, on the Hoover factory, the Welsh one, where some naughty people have been round looking at things. I don't think they broke in, but yeah. It's a shame. British manufacturing has gone to the dogs. We still have pneumatic building vacuum cleaners in this country. Hopefully that will last. So yes, very big complex, employing many people, I'm sure, in the Merthyr Tydfil area. Here we have some chaps here. I think they're testing some finished washing machines. They've gone through the production line. It's saying here, new production line techniques. Do you know that chap in the middle? Is it you? Is it your dad? Is it your granddad? Comment below. On this page we've got 10 key points for Hoover automatics. How a Hoover automatic makes washing simple. 1. What can it wash? 2. How much will it wash? 3. Which powder should you use? 4. Is it easy to operate? 5. Why are Hoover automatics so efficient? 6. Will it care for my clothes? 7. How much will it cost? 8. Does it just wash? 9. How long will it take? 10. Extra from Hoover. How long will it take? Doesn't actually answer that question. Obviously, it depends on the program. Even more blurb here and very few pictures, taking a leaf out of the German's book, but you know, it's very important. It's a washing machine, costs more than a vacuum cleaner. You need to know you're making the right choice. So we've got more points here. This is actually 5 points on Hoover tumble dryers and 6 points on Hoover twin tubs. So on the tumble dryers, have you enough room for a tumble dryer? Does it need venting? Aren't they expensive to run? Will it damage my clothes? And again, extra from Hoover for the twin tubs. Why choose a twin tub? What makes it so economical? What makes it so efficient? Do I have to stand over it? How long does it take? And extra from Hoover. Why choose a twin tub? Why would you, in the 80s, pick a twin tub over an automatic? Well, let's see what Hoover say about that. A twin tub can be the ideal solution if space is a problem and plumbing in an automatic could be awkward. Being extremely mobile, a twin tub can be stored virtually anywhere and wheeled to the sink on wash day. Simply connect the filler hose to the tap and away you go. I'd love a Hoovermatic. I don't care which one, whether it's one of the last ones or an earlier model. I think I'd probably like one from the 80s, to be honest. Even though they did tangle up the clothes, I'd love to own a Hoovermatic from the 80s. And another page here, mainly on fabric care, the best wash for every fabric, saving energy, caring for clothes, stain removal, advice on using fabric softener, in this case Lenore, and also they're recommending Bounce in your Hoover tumble dryer. Bounce is a fragrance sheet you'd put in your tumble dryer to make everything stink. And then we've got here the International Textile Care Labelling Code, marked 1 to 9. So 1 is the 95. You'd use that for your nappies, your tea towels. Very hot, almost boiling wash with a vigorous wash action. Down to it's a 9.95. What's that? Cotton. Oh, that's cotton articles with special finishes. 60s, and this number 4 was always for shirts in our house. 50-degree shirts, coloured nylon, polyester cotton and rayon. And then we've got 6, I'm sure, was delicates, acrylics, 7 for wool, 8 for silks. And then we've got these symbols here on the bottom that you'd often find on your clothes garments, telling you if you have to hand wash it, if you can't use the tumble dryer, what setting to have the iron on. Finally, we get to the washing machines, and a washing machine that my mum owned, the white Hoover Computer Control 1100. I'm not sure if my mum actually chose this Hoover Computer Control 1100. I suspect that I had a lot to do with it. I remember getting it. My father and I went to a Comet store in Three Bridges near Crawley. It was, I think, 85, possibly, or 86. I'm sure it was sort of late 85. We went to the Comet and my mum needed a washing machine pretty desperately, you know. Her old machine, I can't remember, I think it was a Philco W45A she had before that. It was needing replacement, and obviously having 4 boys, a husband and dogs and everything, she needed a washer quick. So we went to the Comet at Three Bridges. They actually had this machine on display. I think this was the one we got from Comet, I'm pretty sure. So my dad, we got it from the display, we got some money off. It had a slight mark on the side, which of course you never saw. And we managed to get it in the car, get it home and get it plumbed in. And there was a young me absolutely wetting my pants over this new washer and sitting in front of it, watching it going through the motions. The first Hoover computer control had a black control panel or bezel, and Hoover decided to produce it in white, which was a bit more modern looking, exactly the same machine but just with the white panel. It was a good machine. It did last my mum many years, and instead of a dial and a sort of mechanical timer, it was electronic or computerized. So here you'd run through the program, you'd switch on with the on-off switch here, and then it would start pulsating. A little red light would start going through the programs, and when it reached the program you wanted, you pressed the select button and it would stop. And then you had options here: heavy soil, normal or economy, and then there was other options: half load, a pause option, I think that's reset. And then when you'd select, you'd press start button. Often you wouldn't have to select anything, you just have to select the program and then start. Most of the time you'd do that. You wouldn't often need to bother with the options. And also, yes, that's the mains on switch, and then there was a switch to open the door. The matching tumble dryer here is the Hoover Electron Dryer Deluxe. We never had the matching dryer. We did have a Hoover dryer, but it was later than this. It was the Hoover computer tumble dryer. I can't remember the exact, Computer Logic possibly. I have shown you that on my channel. We don't have it anymore, I'm afraid, but that has featured. So if you want to search that out on my channel page, just search for Hoover dryer. I think that's possibly the only one you'll find. But yes, we had a Hoover washing machine and a Hoover tumble dryer back in the day. Okay, so that's the flagship. Now on to the Electrons. So these have the black control panel. Not sure at this stage we got any different colours, because Hoover did produce sort of beige machines. The Electron, no, it's an Ecologic I've got, came after the Electron, quite similar. That's in the, I don't know what Hoover called it, might have been honey beige, I'm not sure. This is the flagship of the Electrons anyway, the 1100 Deluxe Energy Control series. It was all about saving energy back in the 80s. So this machine even has a button that opens the powder dispenser there. We've got quick wash option, a low temperature 60 option, low temp 45 option, half load, crease guard. I think that crease guard just was like a rinse hold. It would hold the clothes in the water until you press the crease guard to start the final spin. And you've got the traditional dial here to select the programs and a button to open the door. We've got the 1100 Deluxe shown again here on this side. The new Hoover Energy Control automatics. So it's an 1100 maximum spin. And then we've got the 800 Deluxe with just an 800 maximum spin speed. I love the towels. Adds a bit of colour, doesn't it, to the brochure. Green and orange. Very nice machines. I think a friend's mother had the 800 Deluxe. Might have been the one before this. It might have not had energy control on. But yes, she caught me playing around with it when I went to stop with my friend who lived near Bedford. But yes, I just love I love the tops on these. This is so 80s. This grid floor and the grid design on the worktops. It's just, oh, so 1980s. Wish we could go back, folks. We're going down the range now with the Energy Control automatics. In fact, seeing that now, I think that's the one my friend's mum had. It was the standard Electron 800. I remember it had green. Yeah, I'm sure that's the one. I'm taken right back there. So it's 800 maximum spin speed. And then here we have, I think this only has a 600 spin. Can you believe it? Does it actually say? They might be keeping quiet about it. So we've got a round door instead of the, the normal square flush door with most Hoover automatics. This base model, I don't think, there might be one below this, I don't think so. This is the Energy Control Deluxe, and I'm pretty sure, oh no, I think it is 800. They certainly did They used to do one. It might be on the other page. I might be fooling myself thinking, I'm going to check. Let me just have a look. Oh yes, I knew it. Right. We're not quite at the bottom of the range. That's on the next page. So this is the 800 spin Energy Control Deluxe. Oh yes, I should have known. It says Deluxe. So if it says Deluxe, normally there's a non-deluxe model at the bottom of the range. And yes, here it is, the Hoover Energy Control Automatic, the very basic model. This is A3332. And does it say here, it fits a 10-pound wash load. How many models at this price give you a full 10-pound load? Hot and cold fill. Crikey, you can't really, well, you can get some washers hot and cold fill, but they're not very common. A 3-compartment powder conditioner dispenser. 10 versatile programs and worktop and wheels, as well as the unique energy control panel, all from a name so reliable we're able to offer a 5-year parts guarantee absolutely free. Yeah, I think they're toning down the 600 spin, but let's have a look. If I can see on the control panel, if it says 600, we'll see at the specifications page, but I'm fairly sure that only has a 600 maximum spin. Hardly suitable for the British climate. It's okay to sell something like that in a hot country, Spain or wherever, where they did have low spin washers because they had the weather to dry the clothes. But in the UK you needed at least 800 spin and preferably above. This is the first tumble dryer in the brochure, the more deluxe version, the Electron Dryer Deluxe. Who gives tumble dryers a little common sense? So this had the Hoover, I think they called it Auto Sense, similar to Auto Sense on their vacuum cleaners. Yes, it's special Auto Sense. So basically, it was supposed to sense the dampness of the clothes and it would start to reduce the temperature. It's not like these sensing dryers you can get now where you basically tell the dryer how dry you want the clothes, whether it's dry enough to iron or to put away. This sort of monitored the air with a sensor. I think it was on the drum, and so it would start to reduce the the temperature by probably cutting off the doodah, the element. But yes, although it's deluxe, it's all mechanical still. Push buttons that went in and out, and a mechanical timer there, and gives you suggested drying time. So it's a bit of guesswork really. If you're putting a full load of cottons in, you'd see the guide and then you turn it. Normally with a tumble dryer like this, you'd normally have to do it again. You'd set it and then you'd check it after it's finished, and you might think, oh, I'll need to put it in for another 20 minutes or so. So that's the top of the range tumble dryer in white to match the computer control 1100. And two other dryers here. We have the Electron Dryer Deluxe. I think that's the same as I've just shown you, but with the traditional black panel. Yes, because obviously that would match the Electron washing machines. And then we've got a more basic version, Energy Control series. So that would match the 800, not the 800 Deluxe, because it's got this sort of grey panel instead of the black panel. Who gives tumble dryers little common sense, of course. So yes, that's just the same, but in the traditional black. And then on the other side, we've got the Electron Dryer Deluxe stacked on top of the 1100 model. So you could have them stacked here if you were lucky enough to have a utility room back in the 1980s. There still must have been a demand for twin tubs in the mid-80s, because otherwise Hoover wouldn't produce them. In fact, I'm sure I've got some Hoover laundry brochures from the early 90s, and they still feature a twin tub and possibly the Spinarinse and single tub. I'm not sure, I'd have to check. But here we have the Hoovermatic Deluxe and the standard Hoovermatic. What is the difference apart from the tops being changed? It could be the automatic spinning, the rinsing. I think that's the main difference between the Deluxe and the Hoovermatic. The Hoovermatic Deluxe can be used semi-automatically, can be used as a boiler, can use existing hot water, extremely mobile, unique Hoover, active water, cleaning action, efficient automatic deep rinse and spin. So yes, that's got the rinse feature, and the Hoovermatic doesn't. So I think that's probably the main difference between the Deluxe and the Hoovermatic. And on this page we're showing the Spinarinse, so that did have an automatic rinse feature as far as I know, and the single tub. I just can't believe they're still selling these in the 80s. You can see the single tub there with the pulsator active water action on the side of the wash tub. So it swirled the water around rather than an agitator moving the clothes. This would move the water and obviously the clothes would swirl around in it. Then we've got the Spinarinse there open with a little rubber mat to prevent small articles like socks and pants getting stuck down the sides. But yes, who would be buying those in the 80s? Well, obviously some people were still buying them, otherwise Hoover would have stopped producing them. Here we have the last 2 pages of specifications with the model numbers and the spin speeds. Right, oh my lordy folks, that is surprising. That is surprising. The basic automatic, the A3332, has a maximum spin of 500 RPM. Blimey, can you Adam and Eve it? I can't believe that. I knew there was a 600, but I thought it was 600. I'm sure, well, maybe they did a 600 spin basic machine, but 500 RPM? I think people would have just paid the extra to get at least an 800 spin. I wonder what the difference in price. I will know this. I do have some details of the prices of these at the time, the recommended retail price and things. I don't suppose it was a huge difference between the automatic deluxe and the automatic in price. I think possibly, well, somebody might have come in with only a budget and said, yes, I'm definitely having that, but the salesman or woman would have probably tried to upsell them to say, well, look, for an extra £20, whatever, £10, whatever it is, you can have an 800 spin. But there would have been some who dug their heels in. They came in to buy one model and that's what they're going out with, even though for a little bit more money, they could have got a faster spin speed. Anyway, so this is all the automatics, energy information. Then we've got the twin tubs. The Hoover twin tubs, 2,300 RPM on their spin, same as the Spinarinse. And then we've got Tumble dryers there. On the back page here, we've got details of Hoover's after-sales service. Hoover PLC, Perivale, Greenford, Middlesex. Hoover, who better? This brochure is coded HL, which I assume stands for Home Laundry, 6573. That doesn't suggest the date, but I'm pretty sure this is probably from 1984 or 1985. So there you go, that's the end of today's video on Hoover washing machines and dryers from the mid-80s. All models made in the UK, a time when a lot of things were made in the UK. In the 80s you could still buy, I think, even UK made televisions, or at least assembled in the UK, but certainly you could easily buy UK made washers and vacuum cleaners and irons and toasters, all sorts, before everything went to heck in a handcart. But now everything, nearly everything of course, is made in the Far East or Europe or Germany, of course. But yeah, a lot of you watching will be sad at the demise of a once great company, Hoover UK. Never mind, at least we've got brochures to look back and remind us of better times, in my opinion. So thanks for watching. Tune in again tomorrow if you want to see another brochure. I'll be flicking through another one. Thumb up if you like this video. Please consider subscribing and clicking the bell icon, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye for now.